Qué dilema tan grande se presenta en mi vida. Ella tiene otro hombre y yo otra mujer. Ella dice que me ama con pasión desmedida. Yo la quiero con todas las fuerzas de mi ser. Señor, ¿cómo podré resolver, Señor, este dilema tan cruel? Señor, ¿qué debo hacer si ella dice que mía solamente quiere ser?
Prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Oh Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Good morning, everyone.
Buenos días a todos.
And it's an honor to introduce Molly Gordy,
Es un honor presentar a Molly Gordy,
a beloved congregant and a fellow beloved friend of Jose's.
congregante querida, amiga y sobre todo amiga de José.
So this is a beautiful space, but
Este es un espacio muy bello,
but a space that is made sacred because of people.
pero se hace sagrado por la presencia de seres humanos.
And no one knew that more deeply than Jose.
Y nadie lo apreciaba más que José.
All of us who entered this space knew that it was cared for by many, but the caretaker behind all of that love was the one and only Jose Suero.
Bueno, todos sabemos que se mantiene por muchas personas este espacio sagrado, pero el jefe de todos era siempre José.
When I was a rabbinic intern, walking into this space, I felt overwhelmed with awe at the history, the lives, the generations this space had touched.
Cuando yo llegué aquí, como joven, yo sentí el sentimiento sagrado que llenaba este espacio.
And I would watch Jose almost every day come into this space and find something to do to lift up its radiance and beauty.
Casi todos los días yo veía siempre a José buscando algo más de hacer para mantener este espacio en perfección.
My office for a number of years was in the back stairwell up here.
Mi oficina estaba detrás de esta escalera a la derecha.
With some broken panes, a window could feel the real pulse of the city.
Hasta que las ventanas estaban rotas.
And it meant that I used the sanctuary as the way to get to this space where I would work. And Jose was always here.
Yo tuve que atravesar este espacio para llegar a mi oficina y siempre estaba presente José.
And every single time, and usually Jose would we'd see each other, I don't know, probably 20 times a day.
Yo lo vería como 20 días al día y cada vez que lo vi,
He would always say, "Okay, Rabbi."
siempre me decía, vale, rabino.
Now, I wasn't a rabbi yet, and I kept explaining that to him.
Y yo todavía estaba estudiando, es que todavía no estaba rabino y se lo expliqué muchas veces.
And he would always say to me, "You're a rabbi, I'm a rabbi, we're all rabbis."
Y siempre me contestaba, pues eres rabino, soy rabino, todos somos rabinos aquí.
And for all of us who knew Jose and loved him, we also knew that he had a sly humor.
Porque todos los que conocemos a José sabemos que tenía un muy buen sentido de humor.
That he knew almost everyone in this congregation.
Que conocía a todos en los congregantes personalmente.
And knew that we were one big, beautiful, dysfunctional family.
Y sabía que somos una familia con mucho cariño y también con una función bastante rara.
And he is at the heart of this family.
Y él fue y es el corazón de esta familia.
So if we want to know the majesty of this space,
Entonces, si queremos experimentar en la majestad de este espacio,
we have to honor the person that maybe loved it more than anyone else.
tenemos que alabar a la persona que más lo amaba.
And it's such an honor to invite Sabrina to come forward.
Es un honor ahora a invitar a Sabrina a unirse con nosotras
To help guide us through the chance to honor our beloved Jose.
para guiarnos en alabar a José.
Good morning. I'm just here to say so many blessings for Jose Suero.
Estoy aquí para unirme con ustedes para dar benedicciones a José Suero.
And we're going to introduce some of our facilities members to say a few words.
Vamos a presentar a algunos miembros del equipo de mantenimiento para
Absolutely. Sorry about that.
para hablar de compartir algunos recuerdos de José.
Yes, the first person coming up to just say a few words is Marco Perez. He's our handyman in facilities.
Bueno,
for many, many years.
vamos primero a invitar a Marco
Perez.
Pérez.
Gracias a todos para corroborar lo que Rabbi decía.
Thank you everyone for giving me this opportunity.
Yo vi a José cuando estaba en recuperación hace unas cuantas semanas detrás.
I saw Jose as he was recuperating a couple of weeks ago,
Y él seguía pensando que estaba trabajando.
and he thought that he was still working.
Recuerdo que me dijo, Marco, tenemos que hacer un cerrado para el sexto piso, que Rabbi tiene un meeting.
He told me, Marco, we have to clean the 7th floor, the rabbi has a meeting.
Y o sea, su mente seguía aquí en la congregación.
And mentally, he never left us.
Y aprendí mucho de Suero, él le gustaba leer. Aprendí mucho, le gustaba a él leer y aprendí
I learned so much from him day by day.
Y como anécdota tengo de una vez fuimos al estadio de los MES. Una vez fuimos al estadio de los MES.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
de City Fair.
Oh, okay.
Y tocó la suerte que al entrar al estadio estaban chequeando a la persona, pero a él no lo chequearon, me chequearon a mí.
Yes, whenever I would go and check up on everybody, he was always checking up on me.
Y me dijo, tú ves, por eso que hay que andar con gente seria, a mí no me chequearon, a ti sí.
And you could never get anything past him.
Y nada, quiero que donde quiera que esté bien y créame que la congregación fue parte de la vida de él.
This congregation was his life.
Gracias. Déjame darle a otra persona que entre. Thank you.
So I'm going to pass along the dais to someone else now.
All right, the next person up is Rachel.
I am here to read Gail Becker's remarks, and it's really an honor to do so. And she couldn't be with us today, but I know she's watching on the live stream. Hi, Gail.
Gail Becker no pudo asistir en persona, pero me dio una oración para leer de su parte.
Okay. I am honored to write a few words about a person so special to me and to us all, our beloved Jose Suero.
Es mi honor de hablar con cariño de una persona que me importa mucho y a nosotros todos, que es nuestro querido José Suero.
I was privileged to work alongside Jose for his entire career at Congregation Rodeph Sholom.
Tuve el privilegio de trabajar a su lado durante su carrera entera en Congregación Rodeph Sholom.
Jose was one of the kindest, gentlest, and most caring people I've had the privilege to know. In all my years of knowing him, I never heard him utter an unkind word about anyone.
Era la persona más buena, más dulce, más amable que nunca he conocido en todos mis años de conocerlo. Nunca lo había oído hablar mal de ninguna persona, nunca.
He was truly a pillar of our synagogue and community, a friend to all.
Era la base de nuestra comunidad y nuestra sinagoga, un amigo a todos.
And Jose cared. He truly cared and loved Rodeph Sholom.
Amaba profundamente Rodeph Sholom.
He knew all the congregants by name, always greeting them with that warm smile, glint in his eye, and words of welcome.
Conoció los nombres de todos los congregantes y los saludaba siempre con una sonrisa calorosa.
And that love was reciprocated by our members, always happy to see him.
Y ese amor fue vuelto por los miembros que estaban siempre tan felices de verlo.
He was that special familiar friend, welcoming them to the synagogue every time they came.
Era el amigo íntimo dando la bienvenida a la sinagoga cada vez que venimos.
He truly loved Rodeph Sholom's clergy, staff, and especially his beloved facilities and maintenance team. We were all his family, and he was part of ours.
Siempre amaba los clérigos, el personal y sobre todo el equipo de mantenimiento, sus colegas de reparación y mantenimiento. Fuimos su familia.
There was never anything he wouldn't do for any of us, and always with a smile and never a complaint, and we loved him back.
Nunca rehusaba una tarea, siempre lo hacía con una sonrisa y sin quejar.
In later years, when it became obvious that Jose was in pain and finding it harder to get around, he never complained.
En sus últimos años de trabajar, cuando se notaba que tenía mucho dolor físico y menos movilidad, nunca se quejaba.
Every time I would ask him how he was feeling, he would say, "I'm okay. How are you feeling today?"
Cada vez que le pregunté qué tal andaba, siempre me decía, estoy bien.
A true testament to his selflessness.
Era un testimonio a su sacrificio.
And as his health further deteriorated, he continued to serve the congregation, doing whatever task he was able to handle, still contributing to his sacred home.
Durante la deterioración de su salud, continuaba a servir la conversación, haciendo las tareas que podía todavía, contribuyendo al final, todos los días, a mantener su casa sagrada.
His beloved co-workers, led by Wilton and Homery, would always watch out for him, making sure he had food and being there for him with outstretched hands as it became harder for him to do the things for himself, both in the synagogue and at home.
Sus colegas queridos, sobre todo Wilton y Omari, siempre lo cuidaba, averiguando que tenía algo de comer y ayudándolo con las tareas que no pudo completar mientras que le dolía demasiado.
But through all the rough times, Jose still never complained. That was our Jose.
Pero durante todos estos momentos difíciles nunca se quejaba. Eso era quien era José Suero.
Every morning I would come into the building and Jose would come up to me with his gentle smile and eyes sparkling, saying, "Hello, Gail Becker, how are you today?"
Cada mañana al llegar al edificio, José fue la primera persona en saludarme diciendo con una sonrisa dulce, "Buenos días, Gail Becker, ¿qué tal está hoy?"
Every Friday morning around 10, Jose would step out of the elevator on the 4th floor, pushing his cart. "How many candles for tonight, Gail?"
Cada viernes por la mañana, hacia las 10, José saldría del ascensor en el 4º piso, empujando su carreta, diciendo, "¿Cuántas velas para esta noche, Gail?"
We would then discuss the needs for the service, and Jose proceeded with his preparations.
Y luego planificaríamos lo que necesitábamos para el servicio.
The main sanctuary was Jose's domain, and he proudly reigned over it with the utmost love, care, and respect.
Este santuario era su dominio y tenía mucho orgullo en mantenerlo a la perfección.
He always took great care in making sure the proper memorial lights were lit.
Siempre tuvo mucho cuidado en alumbrar las luces de memoria
And the bima was set up correctly.
y que el bima estaba organizado perfectamente.
Everything needed for the sanctuary and the service had its place, and Jose knew every one of those places by heart.
Él sabía dónde se ponía cada objeto que existe en este santuario y dónde debería estar.
I took much comfort in knowing that if special things were needed for a service, anything from ritual objects to batteries for the mics to music stands, Jose would know exactly where to find them and make sure they were put out and ready for the service.
Me dio mucho alivio saber que José sabía dónde estaban aún los objetos que no se usaban todos los días y para los momentos especiales se podrían encontrar.
And then during the service, he would set out the kiddush and let me know when it was done. If I ever needed anything for service, no problem, Jose would find it.
Durante el servicio, él preparaba siempre el kiddush para nosotros y me decía, me lo dejó saber que estaba preparado.
He was the first to open the building in the morning, something he took most seriously.
Era la primera persona en abrir el edificio cada mañana y era una tarea que tomó muy en serio.
And even on days when he was not feeling his best, or there was a major storm making travel difficult, he would tell me he needed to come in to open our building.
Aun cuando sufría en los últimos días o cuando hizo un tiempo difícil o lluvioso, él me diría que sí necesitaba ir para abrir el edificio personalmente.
Such was his devotion and love for his job and for Rodeph Sholom.
Tal era su devoción y su amor para su trabajo y para Rodeph Sholom.
His warm personality, genuine compassion, selflessness, and smile are irreplaceable.
Su personalidad calorosa, su amabilidad, su sacrificio, su generosidad y sobre todo su sonrisa son irreemplazables.
Jose, you are indeed a special soul.
José, eres una alma especial.
You have enhanced my life immeasurably with your caring and friendship. You are truly a mensch. I shall miss you and remember you forever.
Cuánto me ha ayudado en mi vida con su amistad. Eres un mensch, una persona de mucha alma y me vas a faltar y te voy a acordar siempre.
And today, as we remember Jose in the sanctuary, he's so treasured. I hope that he feels all our love and gratitude coming his way.
Hoy, mientras que nos acordamos de José en este santuario que amaba tanto, espero que él lo siente donde está todo el amor y el reconocimiento que estamos expresando.
Jose, may your spirit now be free and without pain, dear friend. You truly deserve it. You have left us an everlasting legacy.
José, que vuela libremente su espíritu ahora, que no sufra más ningún dolor, querido amigo, porque así lo merece.
Thank you, Gail. We love you.
Thank you, Rachel. We have a Homery Velos. He's our facility supervisor here at the temple for many years. He's going to share a few words.
Good morning, everyone. Buenos días para todos. I couldn't make you work easy. I want to share, we have many things to share about José Suero. He teach everybody here. Hay muchas cosas que yo puedo compartir de José Suero y todos nosotros de mantenimiento lo sabemos. He was the very first person when I started working, Wilton told me, you see this guy teach you everything here. It was like that. So la persona que yo conocí cuando yo comencé, Wilton me llevó por el pasillo de la cocina y estaba Suero saliendo y me dijo, ese que te ve ahí, esa es la persona que te va a enseñar todo a ti. And there's many things in my head right now because Suero, he loved this congregation and he loved the temple, but he loved the facility team because we are his family. Es difícil porque él amaba el templo y amaba todo, pero nosotros sabemos con mantenimiento que nosotros éramos la familia de él aquí. And everybody here repeat almost every day one of the sayings he always said. Many sayings. So todo aquí tenemos un refrán que él decía. Todo el mundo recuerda un refrán. Yo inclusive en mi vida personal lo hago in my particular, in my regular life. So I repeat many sayings he said. Because we learn many things, and I know Suero is going to be in a better place right now, and we're going to miss him. So yo sé que Suero está ahora en un mejor lugar y lo vamos a extrañar, pero siempre va a estar con nosotros. He always be here with us, including the service. Every time we enter in the main center, we remember Suero. When we see the yarmulke, the tali, everything reminds Suero for us. So cada vez que entramos al santuario, hasta la yarmulke que estamos moviendo, los talis, recordamos a Suero. So, Suero, we love you.
Thank you, Homari. We have Ruth coming up to read Jay Cronis's remarks. Thank you, Ruth.
It is my great pleasure to read the remarks of Jay Cranis, who is our longtime beloved member and who couldn't be here today in person. Who couldn't be here today in person, Jay Cranis, but who is hopefully watching on the live stream.
Nuestro congregante de muchos años y el que organizó el albergue para sin domicilios, Jay Cranis, desgraciadamente no pudo asistir en persona hoy, pero nos ha dado una oración de dar por su parte.
When I received the bereavement notice on November 17th, I was both saddened by the news of Jose's passing and also by the fact that I could not be with you in person at this service.
Cuando recibí la noticia de la muerte de José Suero, me dio tristeza no solo por su ausencia, pero también por mi falta de capacidad de asistir en persona.
I was gladdened by the fact that I can participate virtually. I'm even more glad that I have an opportunity to deliver these words.
Me dio conforte, sin embargo, poder participar virtualmente y dar esa oración en su honor.
I've been a member since 1976. Rodeph Sholom is my second home.
Soy miembro de Rodeph desde hace 1976. Es mi segundo hogar.
As Sister Sledge famously sang, We, the clergy, the staff, and the members, are family.
Bueno, para citar más o menos de la canción de Sister Sledge, somos familia, los clérigos, el personal y sobre todo el equipo de mantenimiento.
I've known Jose since he arrived at our doorsteps.
Yo conozco a José desde su primer día de trabajo.
After a night at the shelter, his shouting, "Bus is here," was the first voice I heard.
Después de una noche pasada en el albergue de sin domicilios, la primera voz que oíamos era por la mañana, el autobús está aquí.
As I left the shelter, Jose, getting the milk, left at the entrance to the street elevator, or opening the big front doors, or getting things ready in the kitchen, was the first CRS face I would see.
Entonces, la primera cosa que vi por la mañana era José sacando la leche, abriendo las puertas y el ascensor y haciendo bienvenida a la gente.
As a child, I bonded with my paternal grandfather, whose English was as good as my Yiddish.
De niño tuve una relación muy buena con mi abuelo que no hablaba, no hablaba inglés, solo yiddish.
As an adult, I would like to think I bonded with Jose, whose English was as good as my Spanish.
Yo me gusta pensar que he tenido una relación semejante, amistosa, pero sin mucha lingüística con José, que hablaba inglés como yo hablo o no hablo español.
He was simply the nicest man.
Era la persona más buena.
I missed him when he retired and would frequently ask Wilton or Marco how he was doing. I will miss him even more now.
Me faltaba mucho después de su jubilación y siempre preguntaba por él, por Winton y Omari. Y me va a faltar ahora aún más.
I hope and trust that I will have the honor of standing for him when his name is called on the occasion of his yahrzeit, as I do for Rolanda Miranda.
En su aniversario de su muerte, el yahrzeit, vamos a celebrarlo cada año y yo espero tener el honor de estar de pie acordándolo en ese momento como hago todos los años para Rolando Marín.
On behalf of Jay Cranos, thank you.
De parte de Jay Cranes, gracias.
Thank you, Ruth. We have next Miriam, who worked for the congregation, the temple.
Ahora
Please come on.
invitamos a Miriam, una empleada
Miriam.
de la sinagoga y amiga de José.
That's right. Thank you, Sabrina. I'd like to make this short and sweet, just like Jose himself.
No voy a hablar mucho porque no hablaba tampoco mucho José.
Jose always greeted me with a warm smile, and
Siempre me saludaba con una sonrisa amistosa
then followed it up with a conversation about Rita Moreno,
seguida por una conversación acerca de Rita Moreno
or movies, or music, or the Mets if Josh walked by.
o el cine o la música o los Mets si estaba presente Josh.
He knew where everything in this building was.
Sabía dónde se encontraban todos los objetos en el edificio.
You could ask for a sheet of paper that had a Star of David and a monkey that was used for a service 6 years ago, and he would crawl into the bowels of this building and bring it to you.
Yo podría pedirle una hoja de papel decorada con una estrella de David y una imagen de un mono que se usaba en un servicio hace 6 años y él lo podría encontrar en un rincón lejano del edificio y llevármelo.
He was the most helpful, trusted, kindest man and touched the lives of every single person who entered this building.
Era la persona más útil, de confianza, más amable, que ha tocado las vidas de cada persona que entraba en este edificio.
When the renovation happened a few years ago, there was a service in Oneg where congregants and staff were signing their names on these large sheets of metal that would eventually be part of the lobby walls.
Cuando celebrábamos la renovación de la sinagoga hace pocos años, hubo una fiesta en la cual los congregantes y el personal estaban invitados a firmar sus nombres en las hojas metálicas que iban a ponerse encima de las paredes del foyer.
I pulled him over and I told him to sign it, that he's as much a part of this community as anybody.
Yo lo urgé a firmarlo diciendo que él hacía parte de su comunidad, de nuestra comunidad más que nadie.
Reluctantly, yet proudly, he wrote his name largely on the upper left corner of one of the sheets.
Con timidez, pero también con orgullo, firmaba su nombre en mayúsculas, en las letras grandes, en el rincón por arriba a la izquierda de una de las hojas metálicas.
He will forever live on in our hearts, our memories, and in these walls.
Entonces así va a permanecer ser no solo en nuestros corazones, pero también en nuestras paredes.
Towards the end of the workday, Jose would say to me that he wanted to be home relaxing with a Coors Light.
Al final del día de trabajo siempre decía que quiso ir a relajarse en casa con una cerveza Coors Light.
Jose, I can't pour one out for you because I'm in the sanctuary, but I'll drink it for you.
Entonces, aún siendo no podemos compartirlo aquí en el santuario, pero brindo a José con esta lata de Coors Light en su honor.
Cheers. Thank you, Miriam. Next, we have Roberta Sema to speak.
Remembering Jose always. Jose always made me feel welcomed at Rodeph Sholom.
José siempre me dio la bienvenida a Rodeph Sholom.
Even if others were too busy to stop and say hi, Jose had a warm smile and a warm greeting.
Aun cuando todos los demás estaban muy ocupados para saludarme, siempre José me saludó con una sonrisa amistosa.
He was that way with everyone.
Y era así con todos.
On the high holy days when I came early to help usher, Jose was always there. If we needed extra prayer books, prayer shawls, water pitchers, whatever, Jose always knew where they were and happily retrieved them.
Durante las fiestas judías yo llegaría muy tarde para acomodar a la gente, pero José siempre estaba ya allí. Y si necesitábamos libros de oración, serapes de oración, agua, lo que sea, José siempre sabía dónde encontrarlos y se nos dio.
Jose, I will always feel your gentle presence here at Rodeph Sholom, and I will remember you always.
José, cada vez que estoy en Rodeph Sholom, voy a sentir su presencia dulce y siempre me acordaré de usted.
Thank you, Roberta. We have next Wilton, directors of facilities who've worked here for many, many years. And Claudio Borbón.
Good morning, everyone. Buenos días a todos. Yes, I want to say a couple of words about José Suero. Voy a decir una poca palabra sobre José Suero. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I want to say a couple of words about José Suero. I want to say a couple of words about José Suero. I'm starting in 2000. And comencé en el 2000 y José Suero nunca me llamó mi nombre. José Suero never called my name. He called me the tiger. Me llamaba el tigre. And the good thing about José Suero, he showed me how to start in, the kiddies, the hala. José Suero me enseñó a preparar el kiddies, el hala. Y one thing José told me in the beginning when I started, The black two door is too heavy. What does it mean? This building is too big. You have to slow down. José me enseñó que esas dos puertas allá afuera pesan mucho y hay que cogerlo suave. Cada vez que me decían algo, yo iba rápido. Every time somebody called me, they needed something, I was fast. But José Suero all the time showed me, slow down. The day is 8 hours. Cógelo suave, son 8 horas. José siempre enseñaba pasión, enseñanza suave. José all the time showed slow, how you take it easy, don't rush. Because usually it's 8 hours a day, if you take it too fast, I don't think you can make it. El día tiene 8 días, hay que cogerlo suave, porque si va muy rápido, creo que no va a poder terminar el día. Siempre recordaré a Suero como me llamaba el tigre. Thanks.
I'm going to try my best. Voy a tratar lo mejor. I just want to say thank you everybody for being here today. Solo quiero decir a todo el mundo muchas gracias por estar aquí hoy. No sé cómo pueda hablar. I don't know how I'm going to be able to say anything today, but I'm going to try my best. Looking at each one of you, tratando de mirar a cada uno de ustedes. I never call José Suero. I usually call him by his name and last name. Yo nunca llamé a José Suero, siempre lo llamaba por el nombre y su last name. But most of the time I call José Suero Richardson Pirulín, el rey de los tomates. I used to call José Suero Richardson Pirulín, the king of tomato. And he always called me Tiger, Claudio. He always called everybody Tiger. Siempre llamaba a todo el mundo Tigre. The last time that I was in the phone with José Suero was on September 8th. And that was on my way to Brooklyn. I go to Brooklyn twice a week. Yo voy a Brooklyn 2 veces a la semana. Y siempre que yo voy a Brooklyn, esos son los días que yo usaba para llamar a Suero. Those days when I go to Brooklyn twice a week, those are the days that I used to call him because it was going to be a long ride all the way to Brooklyn. And we were on the phone for a long time, sometimes 47 minutes. The last time I called him, that was on the September 8th, so we were on the phone for over 25 minutes. Siempre hablábamos mucho y siempre hablaba de todo aquí en el building. We always talked so much and every time it was about the building. I learned so much with José Suero. One of the first things that I learned when I came here was about the Kiddush. If I'm not mistaken, when I started here was on Thursdays, September 29th. I could be wrong, or Friday. Recuerdo cuando empecé aquí, creo que fue septiembre 29, no recuerdo si fue un viernes o fue un jueves. And it was the first time that I went to the kitchen and I watched José Suero. I observed José Suero getting the Kiddush together. And he told Delfino Evangelista, that was one of the co-workers that used to work here with us. Fue otra persona que trabajaba aquí con nosotros, se llamaba Delfino Evangelista. That I was going to be a good guy because the second day being here, I went to the kitchen and served him getting the Kiddush together and asked so many questions. Él le dijo a Delfino Evangelista que yo iba a ser una buena persona y iba a aprender mucho porque le hice muchas preguntas y lo observé a él mientras él preparaba el Kiddush en la cocina. Another thing that I told all our guys when they first start working here, like, if you want to learn, just follow José Suero. All of them. Yo siempre le decía a todos los muchachos cuando empiezan a trabajar aquí nuevos, si quieren aprender algo, sigan a José Suero. Él es la persona que lo va a enseñar. I learned so much with José Suero, especially about the Ark and the Torah. He told me one time, don't ever touch the Torah, don't ever move the Torah without a talit, to put in a talit on top of the Torah. Rabbi doesn't like that. I said, Rabbi doesn't like that. He said, yeah, Rabbi doesn't. Do you mean Rabbi Levine? Yes, Rabbi Levine doesn't like that. He's sitting over there. So everything in the temple was so much for him. Todo en el templo era demasiado, mucho para él. Él me enseñó cuando íbamos a sacar los Torah, que no podíamos sacar el Torah sin un talí y ponerlo por encima, porque a los rabailes no les gustaba que lo toquen. Right? I can stand here and talk about Jose Suero for hours. Unfortunately, I don't have it on me. I would start crying in 2 seconds. I just want to say thank you, Jose Suero, for so much that you teach me. Solamente quiero decir gracias, Jose Suero, por tanto que me enseñaste. Y tanto que le enseñaste a todas las personas que están aquí. I just want to say thank you so much that you teach me and so much that some of our guys learn from you. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
This song translates itself, but I'm sorry if I mispronounce anything. Hope I don't.
El Señor es mi pastor, nada me falta. The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. El Señor es mi pastor, nada me falta. The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. El Señor es mi pastor, nada me falta. En verdes praderas me hace recostar, me conduce hacia fuentes tranquilas y repara mis fuerzas. El Señor es mi pastor, nada me falta. The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. You guide me in right paths for your name's sake. Even though I walk in the dark valley, I fear no evil. For you are at my side with your rod and your staff that give me my courage. El Señor es mi pastor, nada me falta. The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want.
With all of the ways that this space gathers, connects, and weaves together this community, One of the parts of the sanctuary that Jose took particular pride in was the way in which memory is held in the space. And as some of us know, in addition to always making sure that the lights beside the names of memory were never burnt out, he also would regularly polish the names. And he cared for the names, the memories, as much as anything else in the space. Sorry, Molly. I can do it again if you
Okay,
want.
sure. Mhm.
Why don't you just, he cared for the names.
Ok, como todos sabemos, cuidaba con mucho amor este espacio, José.
And so in thinking about one of the ways that we honor him, that we continue his legacy, we wanted to make sure that his name will be forever etched in the wall of this sanctuary.
Entonces, en buscando una manera de conmemorarlo, hemos pensado en poner su nombre para siempre en la pared de este santuario.
And one of the things that we learned in preparation for today is that the plaques, the names in the back, actually take a great deal of effort and take 6 weeks to prepare.
Y en preparando este honor, hemos descubierto que para preparar una de las placas que están en la pared por atrás, se necesita 6 semanas de preparación.
So
Parece 6 años.
So we have a temporary plaque for right now
Entonces, por el momento, tenemos solo una placa temporal
that will be unveiled now, and for us to see, but to know that there will be a permanent plaque in a few weeks.
pero para demostrarnos cómo se va a ver, pero dentro de algunas semanas más se va a poner la permanente.
And again, a reminder to us of the very thing that Jose knew and lived and breathed.
Para acordarle a José de toda su devoción, de toda su vida.
That our task in this life is to touch the people around us in a way that we make the world more connected and beautiful.
Que el significado de la vida de cada uno es cómo podemos tocar a la gente para ponerlo más bello el mundo.
And that it's not the spaces that define our life and legacy.
Que no son los edificios y los espacios que nos definamos, sino el calor humano.
But rather by the lives we touched, by the way we lived.
Y la cantidad de gente que hemos tocado en la vida.
In every Jewish prayer service, we take a moment to think of memory.
En cada servicio de oración judío tomamos un momento para pensar en acordarse de los demás, los decesos.
To think of those that were lights in our life.
Los que han alumbrado nuestras vidas durante las suyas.
And the way their example continues to shine brightly for us, even after death.
Y como su ejemplo bueno nos guía después de su salida de esta vida.
And we offer a prayer called the Mourner's Kaddish.
Ofrecemos una oración que se llama el Kaddish Kaddish de luto.
But the irony is that it has nothing to do with death or mourning.
La ironía es que no tiene nada que ver con luto o la muerte.
It's a prayer of praise to God.
Es una oración de alabación.
And ends with a prayer for peace.
Que termina con una demanda para la paz.
And I can't think of a more fitting way to help honor Jose.
Me parece una manera apropiada para alabar a José.
That to know and acknowledge that Suero would lift up praise in every space, maybe with a Coors Light in hand.
Porque él nos alababa siempre en todos los espacios, pues a veces con una lata de Coors en la mano.
But believed that we could move the world forward bit by the choices we make.
Su filosofía era que se pudo mejorar el mundo por las selecciones que escogimos.
So for those who wish, I'm going to invite everyone to rise as you're able. And while we do the Mourner's Kaddish, for anyone who wishes, a number of years ago, Rabbi Levine introduced a new ritual to Rodeph Sholom, where beyond just speaking name and standing,
por los que quieren participar, el rabino Levine creó una tradición, un rito nuevo de participación en el luto aquí para conmemorar.
that those who wish could come to the front to take a stone and to think of the connection, the memory, the part of Jose that you hold up and lift, and to place it on slate as a reminder that that memory and that love lasts.
Ustedes, si quieren, pueden recoger una piedra del bol y ponerlo encima de la piedra para acordarse de la eternidad en la cual se pone ahora José.
And then we'll invite everyone as we head out to go and visit the temporary plaque in honor of Jose.
Luego vamos por atrás para visitar la placa que vamos a instalar, el modelo de placa que vamos a instalar en realidad dentro de unas semanas.
And then we'll have the chance to raise a glass to Jose.
Y luego podemos brindar a José en el foyer.
So for those who wish, you can come to the front to place stone onto slate, and those who wish can join me in Mourner's Kaddish.
Ahora los que quieren pueden venir acá a recoger una piedra.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, bi'alma divra chirute v'yamlich machute, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayed v'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mavarach leolam ulalmei almaya. Yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitzba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yit'alal shmeid hudasha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Damiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn here.
Que la fuente de la paz nos manda la paz.
And comfort to those who are bereaved everywhere.
Tanto como conforte a todos los que andan de luto por todas partes del mundo.
Suero, we love you,
Suero, lo amamos mucho.
and may you find peace, my friend.
Que encuentre la paz donde sea.
You can follow the rabbi to the plaque site, or maybe follow Wilton, and it will be uncovered in the back if you want to go and pay a visit.
Oh Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Oh Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary.